afternoon. Good afternoon, Boston. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Boilers. Good afternoon. Happy Friday, Boilers. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Vada Kirsch, and right now we're taking a look at our temperatures across the state. We're seeing some values from the mid-70s pushing up into the 80s. We have this easterly wind that's blowing across the state, keeping that sea breeze off the coast, actually allowing Boston to be one of the hottest temperatures in the state today. Looking at our highs, we do notice more areas getting up into those 80s. Is this tropical moisture that's going to be lifting into the Boston and New England region around Sunday and sticking around to drive those rain chances up. With those rain chances, we are going to notice some very significant humidity throughout this weekend. More impact weather on the way tonight. We are tracking some severe thunderstorms that are going to be focused around southeastern Massachusetts and along the Cape region. We will see some pretty severe downpours with a flood watch in place. Our temperatures are going to go between 62 and 67 degrees. So please be on the lookout for flooding as we've had so much rain these past couple days. Taking us back to Tuesday where we had these severe thunderstorms and one did turn into a tornado here. In Massapoisett, it was on the ground for 3 minutes for about a mile long and 300 yards wide. That is 3 football fields of 95-mile-per-hour winds. So we did see some structural damage as we had an EF rating of 1 with this tornado. And believe it or not, that was one of 2 tornadoes that we saw just in one day. Yes, we actually are going to see our temperatures continue to rise a little bit from where we are right now. So it's going to get pretty warm out there, pretty unseasonable for our late time in November here. But for now, we're sticking with temperatures around the mid to high 50s with a low of 36 for today. Winds are going to be trending between 5 and 12 miles per hour with absolutely 0% chance of rain. So it's a great start to our game day weekend, but walking you through a little bit what we're going to see hour by hour today. But don't worry, the clouds will be completely harmless as they're not going to bring us any precipitation, leaving us with a completely dry Tuesday and Wednesday for our upcoming week here. So if you're just like me, you're probably sick of all the rain that we've had. As looking back on our month of July, we actually set the second highest record for the amount of rainfall in the Boston area at 10.43 inches of rain. So hopefully August will give us a nice chance to dry out a little bit. What we've noticed throughout the end of our weekend and the beginning of our work week, as we've had so much rain, all this rainfall that we've had, we have this massive rain event. 5 times as much rain. We're sick of all the rain that we had. It's up to 12 inches in some areas of New England. So the aftermath of this, we are being left with some flash flood warnings throughout the Connecticut River and the Deerfield River regions. So if you're living in those areas, make sure that you're cautious of these possible flash flood warnings that are going to be in place throughout the remainder of tonight. On the bright side, we do notice some very nice temperatures today, going from the low to mid 80s. We're going to have some sunny and pleasant conditions with very low humidity, making it a great chance to get outside and maybe actually make it to the beach. So looking at our beach and boating forecast, we're seeing winds around 10 miles per hour, waves up to 3 feet-ish. A bit of a risk for some rip tides, so be aware of that, and our UV index that is looking to be high tomorrow, so take some sunscreen with you if you're going to take advantage of that beautiful weather tomorrow. Enhanced Fujita scale, well, what do these numbers mean here? So an EF0 is going to be ranking winds around 65 to 85 miles per hour, and our Mattapoisett event that we saw on Tuesday at an EF1 here, which means that it could be up to 110 mile per hour winds. So they also rate these winds with the amount of damage that they're doing. At an EF0 would mean minor damage, EF1, you will see some roof damage, and taking a look at the end of our scale, at a catastrophic EF5 level would mean that entire towns could be destroyed. I want to show you this precipitation a bit more in focus here. So this is going to be around midnight and 11 p.m. tonight. We have this line of precipitation that's going to be going across the Midwest here. We might see the effects of this for a couple pop-up showers, nothing serious, and it will go away just as quickly as it came. So hopefully it won't ruin any of our Halloween weekend plans for Friday. But looking at the rest of the weekend, we see this dramatic decline in temperatures here, all the way down to 54 on Sunday. It is eventually going to be replaced by this frontal system that's moving in, and we can see this warm front boundary here really focused on Thursday at noon. So our temperatures are going to be increasing in towards the end of the week, and our humidity is going to be going up. So with that rise in humidity and that rise in temperature, you know what that means. We are going to see some possible rain here on Friday. A temperature reading over 90 degrees for the entire summer so far. But Just as we hit this 92 degrees, we are noticing a significant temperature drop of 10 degrees in the Boston area. Looking forward to the end of our weekend, and this is largely due to this cold front that's going to be dropping down. Wrapping up our weather one more time for you here. We do have our warmest day at the start of Halloween weekend, the 77 degrees on Friday with some partly cloudy skies. So if you do have to pick out a costume for tonight, you might want to pick maybe Malibu or Beach Barbie. But unfortunately for the rest of the week, we're seeing a pretty significant cool down here as temperatures are getting all the way down to 42 degrees on Halloween. So maybe something like Snow Barbie would be a little bit more appropriate for that day. But for our weekend, our only rain in the forecast is going to be on Sunday, following this frontal boundary and this cold air that's going to be coming in here. We're going to see some sun on Monday, and then clouds will be rolling in a bit through the rest of the week as we get those lows all the way down to 26 degrees. So really settling into this fall weather here, Boilers.
It's looking to be, I'd say it's about 73 degrees right now.
Definitely feeling a little bit cooler though as we have that solar insolation decreasing as the moon is beginning to cover our sun. So it is going to impact the temperature that we feel down here as it's basically like a massive cloud that's beginning to move in.
And I have to mention,
and refreshing conditions for the beginning of our week, pushing up those temperatures a little bit, driving up those rain chances for Friday here. Taking a bit of a closer look, we noticed some precipitation around 5 p.m. here on Friday, making it a pretty wet evening. And then keeping with that a bit for Saturday morning until finally around 8 a.m. we're getting rid of that rain and really opening up the window for a beautiful weekend here. On Sunday we have this super low humidity, 82 degrees, and hopefully paving the way for a beautiful second week in August. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you today at 4.